And welcome to another Sunday night with Snicko and Johnboy. It's been an exciting week. Round 13 has come and it has gone, and in its wake leaves a race to the finals that has gone way more exciting than it had any reason to be initially. Snicko, your Roosters are embroiled in that dogfight at the moment. They had a tough 18-12 loss to the Eels on Wednesday night. How's the week been for you other than that loss?
Yeah, look, apart from that game, all the results were really good for us. Everyone below us didn't win. If we had managed to beat the Eels, I think we would have just about locked in a spot. But nonetheless, the race to the top 8 Titans the last 2 weeks is going to be very exciting for everyone. The top 6 can rest easy knowing that they're safe. Eels players, Tigers players, I think Cowboys are the other team that are in contention. You all need to win. If you're below that, congratulations. You won't be making the finals this season.
Book those holidays early, I reckon. Go to TripAdvisor and find a summer destination. I hear Bali's really popular with Aussies, so that could be somewhere to go. And you probably want to send a postcard to the Finn Manning project. He knocked off the Titans. That took away a potential contender. What are the other results?
Oh, did it really?
The Dogs...
Were they really a contender, John Boy?
The Dogs made tough work out of the Sea Eagles too, actually. They choked a pretty substantial lead.
Game.
That was such a fun game.
Reece Davis left foot fend into a field goal.
I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of the big fend breaking the line and then just dropping a field goal off at the top, just straight to the post, no messing around. I mean, you've backed him since the start, really. I'll give you credit. You've been consistently a Reece Davis fan, Snicko.
Correct. I've been a Bulldogs fan as well. And look at him sitting on top of the ladder. While we're talking about breaking the line, in the spirit of round, we should probably mention when I skinned Luke Short one-on-one and ran away for a try. To any New South Wales selectors listening, just keep that one in mind. And
speaking of selectors, we have a rare privilege, Snicko. We get to announce some rep captaincies. I'm excited. I know some SRL bits riding on this as well, if I'm not mistaken. Looking at the list of them at the moment, there's quite a few try-scoring ones that you want to get onto. There's some easy money to be made in the coming round 14. It's also a regional round coming up. We might have to take some trips out to the countryside, sadly. And Darwin, Perth, and a few others are on the menu. And the Gong, I think, for the Roosters, if I'm not mistaken, Snicko.
I think the Gong gets 2 games across the 2 rounds. The Raiders, I believe, are taking a game there as well.
That's a hell of outreach for the SRL. But before we get to that, I think we should knock off some of these rep captaincy announcements. What do you reckon, Snicko?
Take it away, John Boy.
And it is my pleasure to announce our first captaincy. And we're going to start with the British and Irish Lions. Cody Ogg is the captain. His vice-captain will be Jake Zander, the Tigers 19-plus merchant. You have it whatever way you will. One of the better wingers of the competition this season. We'll see him joining a captaincy, I guess, newcomer in Cody Ogg. I don't believe he's had any other postings so far, so I'll be interested to see how he goes, Snicko. Any comments?
Yeah, he's floated in and around the leadership groups for a while now, Cody Ogg. Stepped away for a little while, I believe, and he's back in the Manly leadership group. And yeah, I'm excited to see how they go. I'm actually eligible for the British and Irish Lions if I don't get selected for New South Wales, so hopefully they can have a crack against our next team. Very excited to announce these guys. My former homeland, I guess you would say in a former life, Snicko Balbroa. The Europe team. Should I take that one away, John Boy?
Please do, Snicko. Who we got?
And our Europe captain, stepping into a leadership role for the first time, is Dom Young. He'll be joined by Anthony Boom in a vice-captaincy role. Of course, he already vice-captains the Tigers, so a little bit of experience there. But I'm super excited to see how Dom Young goes, John Boy.
I think the great thing about Dom is that, he'll bring enthusiasm. No matter where he is, no matter what position, no matter how the team is going, Dom Young is going to bring some sort of fizz, some sort of excitement to the locker room. I'm happy that
Is that why he's paired with the Tigers vice-captain? Because that's what they do. Results don't matter.
Just fun. But we bring the Boom, Anthony Boom, vice-captain at the Tigers. I think long-term vice-captain too, or as long-term as you can be in 2.0. But he brings a lot of experience.
Yeah, I had him at the Finns in SRL 1.0. He was always good around the group. He was always keen to get involved as well, so glad to see him.
I've been told he's good value in the locker room, actually.
Yeah, hopefully the Europe team can put away actually, I am British eligible now. Hopefully it's a good game. 2 new captains on both sides. And I hope that they both have a crack because, as you may have seen, the winner will go through on versus the winner of the New Zealand and Pacific SRL Stars. And speaking of, John Boy, do you want to get us underway
It is my
He's one of
pleasure
those
to
teams.
announce two things. I think one, we have a new captain, as always, which is always really exciting. But my good friend, it's Podgy Hodgie, who takes the Pacifica captaincy from me. I've stepped down to the VC role to facilitate what I think is the most exciting new captain, or one of the most exciting new captains in the international space. Podgy is a veteran of a Pacifica team last season that marched to a 2-1 triumph over the Kiwis. And he has been slowly...
Did you win that series?
We did win that series. I don't lose many games to the Kiwis, full stop.
Yeah, you don't mention it very often either.
Nah, never from me. I'm very humble. But just on Podgy, he's been slowly building his way into the Sharks leadership group. He's fantastic. I think he's really active. You see him in pretty much every team. He watches every game. And so I think it's a well-deserved appointment, and he'll do bits in that team. We'll probably win 50-0, to be honest.
Yeah, right. I'm personally very excited to see some new blood in Pacifica. It's been a bit of a bottleneck for quite a while behind you, John Boy. So glad to see you step down and someone
Pacific democracy, bro.
Someone with a bit more oomph can take the role and maybe really fly this Pacifica team to new heights.
But I think, Snicko, that'll take us into our second round of appointments. And I think you got some exciting news on the Kiwis captaincy front too.
I do, that is correct. Stepping into the Kiwi role, for the first time, I believe, again into a captaincy role, is James Godwin, and he'll be joined by Max Tapoke, who once again takes on the vice captaincy. This is a role, a lot of people craving this role. I'm very excited to see how James Godwin goes in the leadership group at the Raiders, who are currently cemented in that top four and playing some really good football. And a bit of a point to prove for the Kiwis, because as mentioned 1 million times by John Boy, they did lose to Pacifica last season. And that's just not what you want to see from one of your Tier 1 nations, John Boy.
Are they a Tier 1 nation? No. Look, I mean, Taupoke clearly didn't get enough of losing to us. He's come back to the vice captaincy spot. Just quietly, though, I love these appointments, James Godwin, I cannot imagine a player who deserves...
Are you New Zealand eligible?
No, I'm not. Hell no. I'm a Samoa T only. I think Simon Hunt is the only other guy who's T2 only. But just quickly on Godwin and Taupoke.
Ross Buckley, he's English only.
That's
there's
solid.
There's no T1 for him.
There's not many around for us, but Taupoke is a fantastic vice captain. He's got so much experience. He'll be good for the young Godwin. But Godwin's been sniffing around leadership for ages. He was one of the most active people in the chat last year when it came to the game. To the games, he's active at pretty much all times in the SRL chat. Like he's fantastic. I think he'll give something new. He's been around a successful environment too, which I think really helps. Big on Riley Flynn.
He's a good fisherman as well.
Riley Flynn played good. It's only a benefit to him, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the Kiwis can do. Do you have any additional thoughts on them?
I think that the pressure's on. I think that theoretically they should be the strongest international team. We'll have to wait and see practically as to whether that pans out or not. I think just actually on it, Damien Moana, Tamaturbo at the back, probably two of the better fullbacks in the SRL.
Two of the best fullbacks, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong if you're starting those two in the 1 and the 2.
Is Michael Moana Kiwi eligible? No, he's not. No, he's Queensland eligible. Sorry, his Moana name threw me off.
Anyway, a lot of pressure on the captaincy, but I think they'll rise. As we say often in the commentary box, the same pressure that boils an egg softens a potato. We'll have to wait and see what this Kiwi team is.
Which will lead us into the Queensland nominations. And it is my pleasure to announce this one. I've been looking forward to this for a little bit.
Queenslander, whatever they call you blokes.
Queenslander. Yeah. Like I said, Auckland is really just southeast Brisbane. But
no wonder I hate it there. Anyway, as you were.
But this Queensland team is an exciting team. Two players that have... Well, one player that brings a lot of experience to the role, but another who brings some fresh perspective. The Queensland captain for this season 2.2 is now none other than Fa'apale Poesia Fo'ali'i, my good friend FPA, and joining him in the vice captaincy spot is Chat JVT. It's Justin Plays. And I think first I'll get your thoughts on it, Snicko.
I think you're probably the one to speak about these two. There's no bigger fan of Justin Plays at the moment than Johnboy Moava.
Oh, you have
and
no idea.
Poesia Fo'ali'i. you've known him for a bit of a longer time than I have. I personally just like his activity. I like that in chat, he isn't afraid to take a forward step. And more importantly, he doesn't take a backward step when confronted. And I think that's the kind of spirit this Queensland team needs.
Well, actually, I was gonna touch on that because I don't know if too many listeners had watched like the entire series play out last season, but the Queenslanders were dead quiet in the chat. It was a tough watch, in all honesty, as they got romped by New South Wales.
Exactly what I mean. It was like kicking a puppy off a cliff when it's in a bag filled with bricks into the ocean. That's how sad it was, the Queensland participation last series.
Yeah, no, that actually is fairly apt, to be honest. There wasn't a lot of pushback, and I think he'll offer that. He's been sniffing around leadership as well for ages, as far Pale. And
the water had piranhas in it. That's how sad it
was. And look, Justin plays again. I can't say much else. He's had such a good season. It's a safety net for FPA. Not that only, I think they'll put together a very competitive side, and the Queensland talent pool has definitely developed over the last season in a bit. So he's hoping for a tighter series at the very least. But Fa'apale will be one of the better additions to the captaincy pool. I think we've got a really good group of young captains, to be honest.
I think that it gives them a pretty good core of a lock and a fullback if that's the way that they go as well, which is always handy.
No, absolutely. But with Queensland done, I think you've got a few things to say about our good friends from New South Wales, Snicko.
Yes, I do like New South Wales, and I'm very, very, very excited to announce Daniel Hellier will be maintaining his role as a New South Wales captain, of course, victorious in SRL 1.0 with a era-defining 3-0 sweep, and he's joined at the helm this time by a captaincy of Luke Short, who's returning into the leadership stands. If you know Luke Short, you know there's not many players more passionate about their SRL and also about New South Wales. So very excited to see him back in leadership. And I suppose they also form what could be a very good lock and fullback core. If that's the way they go, of course, as mentioned, there's many other fullbacks sniffing around. Don Ponkston, a little man named Snicko, who are all vying for that number one role. But yeah, Hellier showed last season he made some wise moves. He was technically astute. And I think that Luke Short is only going to add to that.
I back it. Look, everything you said to me makes complete sense. Junior Hellier, has been...
I'm not wrong. We've established this across multiple podcast episodes. One of us gets things wrong.
And it's often you. But Junior's been good. There's nothing else to say. He out-captained Ant Lee last season. Admittedly, Ant Lee didn't have much in the way of cattle to play with either. But I think that Hellier, I'll get a better gauge on his captaincy, I suppose, like caliber against FPA.
When he has a bit of competition?
Yeah. Look, him and Short, that's a great 13-1 duo, or 10, however Daniel wants to play it. I think
10-2.
Yeah, 10-2. 10-2, he reckons, hey? I don't know, Luke Short's done a lot to nail that.
I think AMAC will take the lock role.
If he doesn't hurt himself during the games.
Yeah, anyway, we'll discuss all this in the future, perhaps a little post-season wrap-up. Anyway, anything else to add on any of the wrap captaincies? I think one thing I'll mention, it's the first time in a long time that there's no staff members in representative roles, which is quite exciting.
I think it's great. I really like how the breadth of young captains we've got now. FPA, Godwin, Dom, Podgy. It's a good group, and Cody, of course, good group of young first-time captains. I think that's what international captaincy really is about, though, no?
I wouldn't say it's a experience gainer. I think it's a chance to show what you got. For these young captains, I wouldn't come into it and say, I'm just trying to get some experience. I think you got to show up or you'll be removed, as we've seen.
Hey, there's no
from season to season. If you don't perform, there's lots of people that want to take these roles.
Well, something about heat and kitchens. But that is our captaincy segment all wrapped up and done now. I think we'll turn to our a preview of the week to come. Snicko, unless you have any other further comments?
There's no 6 against this week, but I will just touch on the fact that the Roosters still in the 8. Very exciting.
And could stay in the 8. We'll not have to do too much more in the next couple of weeks, to be honest, if results go your way.
Should we win one of our next two, we should be safe. If we win two,
Well,
of course, we're definitely safe.
The 2 litres are the most
for
important.
a team that's been much maligned, very excited. There just hasn't been enough talk, I don't think, about the Roosters bounce back season. There's been a lot of focus on teams that are, fighting for a spoon, and let's be honest, good for them. Anyone can do that. Making the 8 is where it's at.
Well, 2 important words going into this preview are points differential, because that is what has consigned a few teams to their fate. The Cowboys, they'll need a minor miracle actually to make it into the finals, to be completely honest.
They have a tough run, don't they?
Yeah, well, it's also the fact they are negative 57. But they go through us and the Storm, so it'll be a hard loss to us, and they'll probably beat the Storm. The Eels, realistically, it's just the Eels left. I think the Eels are the only ones with a realistic chance of making the finals now.
If the Eels win this week, it gets very exciting with the Tigers and Roosters. So they're all on 14 points. The Eels win this week, they go to 16. They have the bye the week after, they go to 18. So it means that one of the Tigers or Roosters are probably going to miss out. And so, a lot of pressure on the Eels this week.
I think
eggs or potatoes.
The issue for them is the negative 42 as well, to be honest. That's correct. But we can talk more about this as we go through the preview. And, oh my God, do we have a week in store for us coming up. I'll start with the Monday night. And the Pars take on the Seagulls to start, and that is going to be a dog fight, I think, or a cat fight in the most polite terms. I've got Seagulls.
Dog fight, but DAWG.
Yeah, Seagulls 9-18. I think they'll be hurting from their loss last week to the Dogs, and they'll probably take it out on the poor Panthers, who are going to likely be consigned to that wooden spoon spot. As Dom Young says, they're tanking. I'm not sure who they're tanking for, though. Second on the Monday night has the Storm taking on the Wars.
Alpha tanking,
kicking backwards. But the Storm take on the Wars, and that'll be a very good game. That has top 4 implications as well. If the Storm lose, they are out of the top 4 race effectively. If the Wars lose, they open up the door for us and the Storm to go waltzing right in and take a top 4 spot going into the last round. That'd be very, very nice. But I'm going to go Wars 1-8. I think they'll still put up a hell of a fight, but I do think the Warriors have just a little bit too much quality. Got aura, as the kids like to say.
If that game's not Monday Night Football, what's Monday Night Football this week?
It is the Titans against the Tigers.
Sorry? Scheduler. Fix yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think the Titans-Tigers game will be interesting, but I'm not probably for not the reasons.
I think that could be a scheduling. Warriors don't want to get too late with the 2-hour time difference.
I was going to say,
the only reason that one's not in there.
That is the tendency, is that 7 o'clock for us Kiwis is a 9 o'clock game, which is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But that's a game you'll be wearing a Titans jersey for, I'm pretty sure, Snicko. You'll be wanting the Titans to get up over the Tigers to make them the prime candidate to drop. I'm going to go Titans. Yosh.
Those two teams, they're just flies buzzing around my head, really.
I'm going to go Tigers 1-8.
I'm going Titans 19 plus.
Titans 19 plus, he reckons. All right. I think they just have to stop losing eventually. Surely the Tigers. This has to be the week. Surely this has to be the week. Dogs against the Finn Manning Project. This is the type of game the Finn Manning Project probably wins, to be honest.
Bonkers.
I'm going to go Bunnies 1-8.
You know the guy that rides the bike and puts the stick in his own steps and goes, "How does this happen to me?" That's you when the Finn Manning Project doesn't perform.
Well, they beat the Titans last week, 34-24. So anything could happen.
Yes, they beat the Titans, who are currently 13th.
Yeah, but
they're versing the team who are currently first, and you say anything can happen.
Anything can happen. This is the SRL.
It must be nice to live in your world.
Well, speaking of my world, the Sharks will host the Cows, Cowboys, who take a trip out to Shark Park, Ocean Protect, I think is what it's called now. I'm going to Sharks 19 plus, obviously. Unfortunately for the Cows, their finals aspirations, or the dreams, mathematical equations, ends with a loss to us. And that's all I really have to say about that. Wednesday night, brings the Roosters against the Dolphins, bro. This is going to be a hell of a game.
Are we Wednesday again? Come on, man.
This could be
a prime time team now.
I wouldn't mind this being Monday night.
And if we're not, the Dolphins are. Let's move us forward.
This has some serious finals implications too. Genuinely, could be a really good game. I'm going to go Roosters, but not by much, 1-8. They will take on a spirited Dolphins team. I've actually really enjoyed the Roosters games the last couple of weeks. Last week was a blip on the radar, I think. And they should get back to winning ways.
I think last week we played well and we had lots of offloads that went to hand and things like that. We just weren't quite finishing. I think perhaps you start that game again. We don't have that injury. Igor starts. A couple of different little things go our way, and it could have gone our way very easily. It's not a game that I'm hugely disappointed by, to say the least.
Well, if my mum was born with wheels, should be a bike. But I suppose
Yeah, we'd all get a ride.
the Roosters and the Finns.
That was a bit rogue. Sorry, Johnboy.
So this is why we don't get ad money, eh? We could get demonetized because Snicko can't help himself with your mama jokes. Roosters and the yeah. So I'm going to go Roosters 1-8. Now the Raiders and the Eels. Well, the Eels have to win for their own final sake because I think their points differential won't see them up in case of the bye. I'm going to go Raiders 9-18. I think the Eels' finals hopes get ended at round 14. To be honest.
So if they lose this week, they get the bye. If the Roosters and Tigers both lose their next 2 games, they could still make it.
Well, if the Tigers lose
16,
both,
14.
they probably have to hope that it's either you or the Tigers lose both games, right? So
Yeah, so it's not quite over, but
it'd be
things are immensely harder if they don't get up this week.
It's not. You know what? I'll change. I might revise. I'm gonna go 1-8 Raiders. The Eels have shown a lot more in the last couple of weeks.
The Raiders are clapping them. As you all know, I've been a Raiders fan this whole time. Not once have I said bad things about them.
Never.
And this week, they haven't scored more than 20 points in about 6 weeks, but I feel like 19 plus is on the cards for the Raiders this week.
Well, the Eels like to lure us in by putting together a couple of good wins in a row. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Oh no, they're not. No, they're on a 2-game winning streak. Sorry, they've won.
They're a false economy.
They've
recovered slightly from their crash, but let me tell you, it's a false hope, a false dawn.
3 in the last 4 they've had wins, but I just think the Raiders will be a bridge too far. Especially the Raiders team looking to see up a minor premiership for I want to say the first time in their history actually, but I could be wrong here. But Snicko, it's been a slightly longer episode. That is all we'll have time for today. Just real quick, your game
of the round.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. We did touch on it briefly, Storm Warriors. And one thing we didn't mention in this one, it's essentially a Kiwi fullback playoff. So big implications representative-wise in that game.
Yeah, we get to decide who's going to lose to Pacifica. But, Snicko, as always, it's been a pleasure.
You're going to lose to Europe in the final. Wouldn't that be funny?
There is no scenario in which we come close to losing to Europe. But it has been an absolute pleasure.
That chat.
It has been an absolute pleasure to bring you your rep rounds, your rep captains for this round. I've been Johnboy Marvin, joined by my good friend Snicko. We'll look forward to today's second round. I look forward to being right again. But this coming round should be good fun. I'm looking forward to it. Round 14, a penultimate round. It's always good to get to the pointy end of the season and see where we all lie. In the meantime, enjoy the week's games, and we'll see you at the same time next week. Meantime, take care, brush your hair, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!